back. Yeah. Okay.
I just thought she was really surprised. The energy from that match just kind of took all this out of her there.
Wait,
But, yeah,
I had to laugh at
ladies and
myself.
gentlemen,
I'm
we're
like,
gonna be
whoa!
coming into the second match here of this series here on the blue side. 9Z Globant gonna have the first ban.
Yeah, so let's see. Oh, 9Z Globant, if you learn the lesson, Zunshin is gonna be the first ban here at all for that lineup. I heard some people in the chat, especially like Deadpool, were saying that Zunshin was a real problem for Octa Gaming, and she was really a tough challenge for Octa Gaming so far as well. But now here we're seeing Harriet coming out with the first ban here from 9Z Globant, while Octa guaranteed the ban from Freya. And now we're seeing the second one. I mean, it means like there's so many options, there's so many broken heroes in the meta here to choose, you know, to ban and to think about, okay, we have to ban this hero and we have to get a strategy to fight against this other hero, you know. So it's a lot of like broken heroes to so less bans at all.
Yeah, we see here. I wonder if they're gonna ban out the Zushin. They saw. I would think that they would ban out the Zushin so that they wouldn't have it, but they still have like one ban left. So which one are they gonna prioritize? Do they think she's a threat, or do they know something that counteracts that? You know? But I think it's just really hard. Yeah, in general, to kind of see what to counteract that.
Come on,
I would lose all respect for 9Z Globant if they let. I don't know. I think there's a consideration here. There's something that they're fighting with against the Zushin, the pickup here. I mean, possibly Phoveus, I guess. Marcel is still open as well. Yeah, like where are they going?
I'm waiting.
It should be the Zushin, right? We're going with the Zushin, no? Not the Zushin?
What is it?
Something immediate? Or the Phoveus we might be going for?
The anticipation is.
Nice. Come on. Well, after Private was saying like, okay, you got a ban on Zushin, and now Octa come with Marcel. There's comes a very good chance for like a Baxia, for example, has been the first pick for 9Z. Oh, for Vias, as Private was saying. So yeah, banning Zushin and even Marcel comes up an opportunity for Vias here.
Yeah, with that too, I was about to say, they don't have to, they could have gone with the Boxia, but they don't have to because it's already off the board for the side of Octa, so they don't need to prioritize it just yet. They can pick it in maybe that second, pick phase here for 9Z Globant here, and especially, do you, I'm trying to sit here and think, I'm like, what do you even have that counteracts a Phoveus as well? He just does so well when it comes to being able to take care of a lot of those squishies during these objective phases. And he only really falls off toward the end of the game when the enemy team has so much defense. And Phoveus is, I want to say the most you usually get on him is like a Warhammer or something like that. And that's even if you get that. I feel like he scales very well, even with just full defensive items. But at the late game, that's where he will start to fall off, still start to edge off here. Still waiting for the next picks coming from 9Z Globant. Do we look to secure ourselves our jungler here, or maybe looking for our mid lane?
Yeah, if I like. Oh, sorry.
Oh no. I was just gonna say, would Glue keep him occupied? That's just a question. Like, will Glue be something that will keep Phoveus occupied and kind of out of the picture?
Yeah, and maybe. And I was like, because I was wondering like this, the response coming out from the 2 and 3 from 9Z. I was waiting from someone in the mid lane, Khalid, for example, to like get more pressure in this like this trinity coming out from XP, a roaming, and a mid lane, for example. But they come with Baxia and Claude, which is very good actually. And now first is like, if Octa Gaming is thinking about something in trying to mind gap 9Z here with the glue coming out from ooh, okay. Okay, a mid lane here. Because this glue has still the possibility to go for or for the roaming or for the XP lane.
As we move into the second banning phase here, I see they take off Fars, and I'm wondering if we're going to go with maybe a Zeshion ban as well. But do we want to pick up Zeshion? I know it's got a great combo with the Claude, but I feel like we're really kind of lacking in the early game damage department here when it comes to mage options on the side of 9Z Globant. Gord, that's going to be a huge amount of damage. I feel like Gord has probably been surprisingly successful. I haven't looked at his win rate just yet, but I'm pretty sure every single time I think about when he's been out, he's actually done so much damage that I feel like it's been surprising for a lot of opponents. Not just that, but he's got an immense amount of control to just spam out. I believe it's his is it his first ability, that the little bouncing ball that comes out there? Like he can do that basically like every 6 seconds, and you're just like dodging them left and right.
He can be very annoying for sure. They look like they are trying to ban out a lot of the mages here on the side of Octa, but there are a lot still up there for everyone to choose. There's Lunax, Lilia, ZTN, like you said. They are target banning hard the mid lane. They're like, what mid lane do you got? So they totally banned out the Lilia right there.
Yeah, the Lilia was the last ban here, and now 9Z focusing on jungler and also in the mid lane, but now we got the Gord on the mid lane coming out from Octa Gaming here, so maybe one more banning coming out from the jungler. Maybe Fredrin could be a ban here coming out from Octa Gaming to avoid this problem when it comes to like longer team fights and this resistance to trying to guarantee these objectives. Turtles and Lords, for example, that could be oh no, Kalia. All right, okay, so they're buying that a glue is heading for the XP lane.
Yeah, well, and then plus with the Gord on your team, I feel like that was probably either the Cho or the Kalia was going to be the option that Octa was going to be looking for. Something that would disengage, that would be able to grab one person, bring it back, while your team would be able to absolutely just dish out as much damage as you could to them. So I like the pick off of the Kalia there too. Alice, I believe this is going to be the first. So the initial Alice pickup for MCT AMER South. I don't even think it's been picked up in North yet. So it's the AMER overall, the first Alice pickup.
I feel like they need a good frontliner though. I mean, Glue can be, but he just mostly likely just takes the one person away from the team and not really be an actual frontline for Gord or carry here. So they're gonna have to pick something, I feel, that's very tanky or that'll be able to handle all that.
Yeah, and one thing that I gotta be honest with you guys, like after the revamp here coming out from Aulus, I didn't see much of that hero. You know, maybe he might probably here heading for the jungler. He has a huge amount of damage coming out, especially for in a high DPS here. So let's see what is going to happen. I was thinking about like Gato Chacha here, especially when it comes to Gord, for example, when heading and jumping in the back line here with the ARG, the Avatar of the Guardian here coming out from Gato. And now Valier as the last choice from a 9Z Globant. So both mages here has no mobility. Okay, Valier has only like the disengage system, the disengage situation. Okay, that might be good for 9Z Globant here, like finishing with Lapu Lapu on the XP lane. Glue is heading for the roaming after all the things that is happening.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this will be game 2, 9Z Globant. Octa Gaming continually, I mean, they don't feel confined by whatever structures the meta has in there. We're going to have the Alice out there. Like we said, I kind of, to lean on what you said, Alice, a lot of people consider him just not not with it when it comes to the meta right now. Even with his revamp out there, I feel like a lot of junglers have kind of steered away from him. They just feel like there are better picks out there.
Yeah, so both composition here now when it comes to 9Z Globant with Luizinho, with the Boxia, Chino with the Fulvius, which has high potential here to get like the backline with the carry, for example, or Gord. But it has to be quick because after like the 20T core coming out from carry, for example, she can cause a lot of damage. So like this ultimate might be not a good idea for Fulvius in the mid or late game. But now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Land of Dawn. This is the second game from 9Z Globant versus Octa Gaming. Octa Gaming only lost maps for Entity 7, but now they lost for 9Z. So 1-0 to 9Z so far, Private.
Oh yeah, okay, I was about to say, I thought that they actually got that buff stolen away from them. Straight here, Thanatos DZ in a little bit of trouble here, looking for an escape from Alburo Crazy. Saber there to provide a little bit of help. Thanatos in trouble on the backside, coming in. Gusta Lagusta finds the kill, but might be paying for that with his life. Is able to use the BMI, but V2 putting the finishing touches to reply. 2-1 in favor of 9Z Globant.
Yeah, despite it, all that happening here. Oh, here comes again.
Oh, yeah, man, they're not just giving me a rest at all. Luizinho going to go ahead and engage here with Alburo Crazy. Saber taking a heap of damage. He's being so aggressive on this glue. They're really trying to get as much value out of it as they can.
Yeah, once again in here, Octa Gaming is like, okay, the early game is a big far from ending so far, but even though 9Z Globant is finding a ways and finding some breaches to get this advantage. A kill from Gusta Lagusta, a gold lane here, which needs this farm, which needs this resource. A kill on Luizinho, a Boxia, a very strong jungler here. But now on the pit, the turtle, the battle is going on.
Oh, Luizinho able to go ahead and get the turtle. Now 9Z on the prowl, looking to try to find themselves some kills on the side of Octa Gaming. Lucy getting slowed down. Fashion dishing out the damage on that Valir, and Lucy almost got away, but the flicker and aggressive move coming out from Chino on that Phoveus, able to find and secure a kill.
They say that this a flicker aggressive one, and it causes more damage, you know, not only for escape, but if you try to find a kill, this causes more damage. But now V2 can be trouble.
Oh, V2 actually gets taken out there. Luizinho he missed once too. He had to turn around. He's like, skirt, and was able to find the stun there and allow Gusta Lagusta to really shine up in that lane. 4-1 right now. 9Z Globant, I dare say, upset right now over Octa Gaming.
I wonder if the more optimistic supporter for 9Z Globant was expecting something like that. I mean, maybe like realizing and recognizing that 9Z is a very strong team, but the history from the both teams on the Swiss stage, on the AMER South so far, it's like more in favor to Octa Gaming, only losing for versus Entity 7, you know. But now we're seeing like a whole different level coming out from 9Z Globant. But the Cass's curse can be real because Gusta Lagusta on the top side was almost killed after I was doing some compliment for them.
Yeah, but I think he had set out that BMI to just in case he had taken some damage. So he just wanted to clear out the lane, get that so that he can possibly get himself a rotation. You see here now already going down to mid lane to kind of keep those stacks up as well for his team. Next turtle is up, and 9Z Globant in a great position to be able to take this down without any answer coming out from Octa Gaming. In fact, they're going to go ahead and try to find themselves a kill here. A flicker coming out there from Fesh, and Chino looking for the escape as well. Oh my God, they're going to go ahead. They're going in with the demonic force. Chino is not saying no. Out comes the Avatar, the Guardian. Down goes Saber and Thanatos as well. 6-1 for 9Z Globant.
9Z Globant, what are you doing here versus Octa Gaming? So far, the goal lead almost heading for 4K here. No, not only for 4, is more than like just a little bit more than 2,000 and a half. What am I doing here? Oh, my math is not so well. But the fact is, 6 kills so far for 9Z Globant. Chino, a monster here with these Fovias. 3-0. Gusta La Gusta playing solid, you know, like causing damage, especially with the blazing duet. Like 9Z Globant with the perfect synergy so far, playing so well together, especially when it comes to the respond to the initiations coming up from Octa Game. Oh, what a crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Albero Crazy comes in against 2 members of Octa Gaming. A little bit of an upset at mid. You can see a little bit of a fight kind of breaking out there, pushing coming out from Fashion at the mid. As we join down at the bottom, Chino and Lucy kind of duking it out here. Chino still having a decent game as well. A good job of either side of 9Z Globant when it comes to these objectives. Next turtle, though, is going to be up at the top, which means that 9Z Globant, when it comes to Chino, he's going to have to make his way across the map very quickly to get there, so he's joining in on this fight. Now you can see 9Z Globant making their way up there. 8 seconds left on this Lord. On the bottom you can see V2 has picked himself up a Demon Hunter sword already. Segan picked himself up a Sky Piercer, but he's already got a death, so we're just waiting to see if he's going to be able to make use of this. Oh my god, the demonic force coming out from there too. From their Saber in trouble. Might be long for this world. Gusta La Gusta able to find that kill. Avatar the Guardian slams down onto Thanatos, looking for an escape. Albero sitting there just trying to be the front line for his team. V2 senses that as we have the blazing duet on to this tower. Octa Gaming is down by 7 points, 9-2 for 9Z Globant. Off screen, I think we missed it though. Fashion did get killed by the Gourd.
Yeah, but now here in the bottom lane, 2v2.
Yeah, Thanatos gets taken out of there. Albero Crazy with the kill there. 3 members from Octa Gaming coming down here looking for the kill. Albero might be in a little bit of trouble. Does get taken down. Segan with the kill there. Just as I was talking about, is Segan going to be getting the value out of this Sky Piercer? He comes out with 2 kills from out of nowhere.
Yeah, so now here the second kill from Sagan and the glowing one now. So it is not even the end for Octa Gaming. They still have the potential and the resilience here to come back in this game. But 9Z Globant is playing like I don't know, man. It's like something magical happening here on 9Z Globant's composition and lineup so far. I mean, they are really good. You know it because you are listening to me always talking since the first day of the tournament. 9Z is such a good team with such a good players. They are not like fitting well playing together. But now, my friend, it's a whole different story here because 9Z Globant is on fire.
Yeah, and it's an incredible match. Oh, Saber's going to come in there. Is going to be able to find a split and a slam. Down goes a Fashion. That's going to be the mage down for 9Z Globant. Now looking for an opportunity. The Mystic Gush, Gusta La Gusta has to get out of there. That's 2 members of 9Z that have to find a disengagement. Octa Gaming chasing down 9Z Globant, looking for the 3rd kill. Are they going to be able to find it? Down goes Chino. 3 down for 9Z Globant. That's going to make a very available Lord for Octa Gaming.
This is what we call La Mufa here. Is the caster's curse coming out once again, but now the Lord being guaranteed by Octa Gaming, and Luisinho could be the next victim, but he is able to survive.
With a hair. of health there. I mean, I think even V2 turned around a little early because he thought that last auto attack was going to be able to finish the job. Unfortunately, just not the case. And just like that, Octa Gaming have swung this around in their favor. Don't quite have the gold lead just yet, but when it comes to the offense here right now, V2 has come on a line and is absolutely shredding 9Z Globant, and it started with a great pickoff onto Fashion.
Yeah, they got a goal lead here with almost 5k into 9Z's Globant favor. But now the reality is there is no such a way advantage for any teams. And Octa Gaming is causing the pressure. Border crazy. Taking a lot of damage, especially coming out from the Gord ultimate here. But now the tower is still standing on the mid lane. Meanwhile, the Lord is heading on the bottom lane. And now with Octa Gaming trying to defend this Lord, here comes the tackle.
Yeah, you can see on the other side, Alberto Crazy now looking for some placement into these bushes, maybe finding an angle for this next avatar of the Guardian. But Octa Gaming doing such a great job. Just really needed to wait to get some of those items. The damage output from Octa Gaming right now is pretty much second to none right now. Segan, V2 right now, and even Thanatos TZ, Chino in a bit of trouble here. Does not look for the demonic force just yet.
Yeah, but now Lagusta is here trying to do something with, here comes the stun coming from the Gord once again. 10 kills for 9Z Globant so far. The goal lead now heading just a little bit ahead for Octa Gaming. They're now causing pressure once again in the mid lane. The focus is the tower number 2. Here comes the minion wave with the car, and the mage here could be enough. No, they decided to not take any kind of a risk. The only thing that they are able to do now is stealing the purple buff because they are getting satisfied about that.
Yeah, you can see there in the damage dealt, Segan, V2, and Lucy, top of the damage charts. That's 3 members of Octa Gaming there. Second one coming up, only Fashion, who was shut down. Gusta Lagusta still hasn't been able to get the items. Oh, now, as I say that, he does have the 3 items that he needs. And unfortunately, I want to say an 800 gold lead there, looking for V2. So I think he's looking for the Malefic gun to start getting himself some of that range, which is going to be a huge problem for 9Z Globant coming up. Blazing Duet into the back line. Chino able to find a kill onto Segan. Is this going to be enough to turn the tables for 9Z Globant? Demonic Force slamming down onto Saber. Immortality has been proc. Fashion able to find a kill onto Lucy. Thanatos looking for an escape. A flicker out. Coming out from Saber, and 9Z Globant do not look to try to keep and continue on with that engagement. Instead, turning their attention to the mid lane to push that out, and now gonna set their sights onto this Lord.
Yeah, the Lord here is immediately started by, oh, Gustav, oh my goodness, the Thanatos is taking a lot of damage, but now here comes again.
Oh yeah, Blazing Duet comes out there and trying to put the damage onto Gusta Lagusta. Segan able to find the jungler of 9Z Globant. They don't have a retreat, but Gusta Lagusta doesn't need a retreat. Able to find the kill onto the Lord, while the rest of 9Z Globant look for a disengagement.
Yeah, what do you need a retribution when you have Gusta Lagusta in your composition here with Cloud to guarantee the Lord when they lose the Luizinho, when they lose the jungler, when they lose the retribution. But even though Octa Gaming take this opportunity to take down the tower number 2 and the mid lane, they now are like delaying the Lord. 9Z Globant is trying to defend, but this Lord is already taken down. But now might be the response coming out from 9Z Globant. Here we go.
Yeah, looking for an angle in here. I don't think Luizinho wants this fight just yet, as the rest of his team trying to push onto these lane right now. At the top, oh, they lose a tower. Octa Gaming, unfortunately, lose a tower up at top. V2 tried to get back there quick enough, but just was a second or a hair short to be able to stop it. And right now, 9Z Globant reclaiming. It's such an even game right now between these two. It's just going to take on who goes down first. first? Are they going to be able to find Fashion? Are they going to be able to take down Gusta Lagusta? And those are the real questions. Segan, on the other hand, on the side of Octa Gaming, I'm looking to see who he's able to find that stun, and then secondary Mystic Gush coming out from him.
Yeah, I mean, like, the last minutes was in favor to 9Z Globant, but still, they still haven't taken down the first tower in the mid lane. So, Octa Gaming still have this comfortable situation about a map domination, all the high grounds for a 9Z Globant so far. Gusta Lagusta is causing a lot of damage now after, like, getting 4 kills probably after the Trinity core, and now he is trying to split push on the side here when it comes to the bottom lane, but he plays safe. That is Gusta Lagusta. He doesn't take any risks unnecessary here, but now Thanatos, here comes the flank.
Yeah, but he decides against it. I was actually kind of curious, like, what are you going to do there once you get the engagement there? We're just going to try to duke it out with the entire team. Yeah, and it does allow Octa Gaming to go ahead, try to find those minions up at the bottom lane for the split push there. And Gusta Lagusta, yeah, you said, doing a great job of trying to be a nuisance around, trying to keep the pressure in all of the map. Now he's back up at top already, clearing out that lane. At some point, Octa Gaming is going to have to answer it. You see them going out there here now as Gusta Lagusta going to go ahead and find himself a recall home.
Yeah, recall home, but now here in the jungler, that might be a party coming up from the two teams. V2, okay, V2. Oh, how are you doing there, my friend? Your play so aggressive with his carry so far, but now he's not in trouble anymore. But here comes 9Z Globant trying to do something because the next Lord is on the upper side of the river.
Yeah, and you can already see turning tail, Gusta Lagusta trying to come in so he can join them. Chino does go ahead, activate that demonic force. Is it going to be enough? Coming down onto Lucy's head. Do they have the damage to be able to take him down? Chino with the kill onto Lucy. Segan finds a kill to reply to Chino. And now we saw the Avatar of the Guardian used to get Alburo crazy out of harm's way, in a tower taken down again for Octa Gaming. And now trying to get their force, their will here at this next Lord in the front line. Luisinho trying to be on the front there. Ooh, actually going to use that winter crown. Blazing duet into the back lines. Is that going to be enough? See, Saber still has that immortality, uses it so that he doesn't die to that blazing duet. Saber going to have to use that flicker to get away. Now Luisinho still trying to get a good look at this Lord as it is reset by Octa Gaming. Now you can see the macro beginning to push onto the side of 9Z Globant. Unfortunately, the Claude has to answer. Luisinho looking for a win. He's able to find the Lord and dies with it. Only heroes get to go to Valhalla, and that is where Luisinho is going after capturing that Lord for his team.
What in the world here? Luisinho saving the day once again. A very worthy sacrifice, I would say, for 9Z Globant. They get the Lord, they lose Luisinho in the process, but it's a price that you have to pay so far. You see the items, both the gold laners here with the full build, Winter Crown coming out from Gusta, Malefic Gun, and the Corrosion side. Carry here with the Wings of Nature and the Malefic Gun. Both of the carries here are somehow getting some kind of immune to the next team fight. And at some point of the game, they're going to sell the boots and getting another item here to cause more damage. But Private, the fact is, the Lord is heading on the top side. Luisinho is on the game again, and the focus is the tower number 1 and the mid lane.
Yeah, you can see right now, big split coming up here. Gusta Lagusta focusing onto the bottom lane. Now, finally breaking through that mid lane. Wow. The Guardian lands up into the back lines. Is this the fight that they want? Gusta Lagusta able to find a tower at the mid lane. Saber taking a heap of damage. Down coming the... Oh, waiting for the demonic force. He doesn't. He actually just slips a Saber back a bit, but does not. Oh, a stun with the Mystic Gush. Chino still being kept up by El Burro Crazy. Thanatos on the back end looking for an engagement here. Luisinho might be in a little bit of trouble, still uses the Winter Crown to get himself out of harm's way. Will he be able to find an escape? No, Segan putting the finishing touches onto him, but want to say a successful push by 9Z Globant. Only high grounds left for Octa Gaming.
All I can say here, and my heart can't stand it. What a match here. And we're talking about the second one so far. Only high ground towers for both teams are here. 40 seconds left for the next Lord, while Luisinho has still 25 seconds here to go back in the game again. Both teams are like trying to find the flanks. We're trying to cause this damage. Oh, Thanatos TZ!
Yeah, it takes a heap of damage there from them as well. You're going to see the BMI to use for Gusta to get out of harm's way. Octa Gaming, they're eyeing this purple buff. I think they wanted it for a second, but decided against the fight that it would cause for them. Oh, big little, I want to see some hiding going on up at the top of bushes. You see Octa Gaming trying to wait in position there for it. I think they want to be able to kind of latch on when they go for this purple buff, hoping that maybe one of the squishies will go for it. They decide they don't even want it. They're going to go ahead, head right for this evolved Lord and start it immediately. Pulling it out, Lucy getting vision, getting that information for his team. On the backside, Thanatos TZ looking for a way here, a way in on the backside. Ooh, Luis does find, he has the Tortoise Pusins out as well. Lord, very low and dragged out by 9Z Globant to try to continue out this fight.
Yeah, so here the Lord getting full reset once again, and the Saber with a very low HP, but now here comes Luisinho. Oh!
Yeah, a big slam onto V2. Is that damage going to be enough? Gusta Lagusta finds the mage. Down goes Segan. Demonic Force slamming down. Immortalities have been procced. Saber gets taken out by Gusta Lagusta. Lucy is not long for this world. 3 members slamming down against him. But at the base of 9Z Globant, they have to find a defense there as Thanatos was looking for the back door into it. Luckily, Chino was right there alongside El Burro Crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, game 2 going to 9Z Globant.
9Z Globant on the second game here. What a match once again. And now the reality is 2 9Z Globant, 0 for Octa Gaming.
Jeez, what a battle. 9Z was going strong in the beginning with 6 kills by 5 minutes, dominating the performance there, and they were bulldozing their way until like mid-game they started losing momentum, and then Octa started taking control of that map and keeping it for, even though they lost 2 lords, they still kept control of that map. But it seems like they weren't able to keep it going there because 9Z did something and was able to take it all up there at the end.
Man, when it comes to the gameplay there, 9Z just really coming together well, understand the pickoffs that they need to get. And I have to kind of talk about Octa Gaming and what we are doing here with this draft. I feel like the last 2 drafts for them, I'm finding it very hard to find out like what the direction we're trying to look in for victory here is, and why we're kind of reaching so far outside of what we thought, like where the meta is in certain picks, especially Aulis, which I want to say since his revamp, but even before his revamp, but even more now after his revamp, a lot of junglers has steered away from him. Just don't feel like he provides enough as a jungler, enough pressure to hold, or the damage he can do, or to hold a lot of these objectives.
Yeah, so when it comes now with this second game, the option here from Octa Gaming about like choosing Aulos, it's a risk, you know, like they decided to take. Despite many on other meta heroes on the jungler that we were about to see so far here in the tournament. But for Octa Gaming here, like they started bad in the early game, so like they was like very behind. but they still had the resilience to come back. You know, even though like with the guard here, like being so focused all the time, many times, sorry, to for Vios, for example. But even though they were like very, very strong, especially in the mentality, but 9Z Globant. And all the things that only I can remember what Gusta said yesterday on the interview. So they are really good. So we have to be better if we want to win, you know. And they are being better in this game so far. When you see in the highlights here, like the second match being so like tied up all of the time, especially when it comes to Gusta being so safer, you know, like using the blazing duet in the specific times, using the Dexter hologram to not to be like getting killed most of the time, because he knows that he is one of the damage for this battle.
That was the steal from Luisinho. Just jumped in there, but he knew he wasn't going to be finding himself a way out of there. And Lucy even tried to stop him, tried to get in front of it, but it just wasn't enough to stop him from getting that retribution. A great fight for him and his team.
And let's take a look at our MVP here. Of course, it is Gusta. Dominant mechanics, smart positioning, and clutch impact. Everything came together for this MVP performance. 417 KDA, 70.8k total damage, and 752 golds per minute. He was killing it, even stealing the Lord without having a retry. I mean, he did amazing.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Oh,
no, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, stealing the Lord without the retry when his jungler went down, that was a huge thing, and I feel like those were the two opportunities that Octa Gaming would have been able to really secure and really turn this around. But Gusta and both Gusta and the jungler able to find those opportunities. Never say never.